Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by again. Today is all about the Predator 3500 generator. All right, if you're like us, we just didn't feel the need to spend several $1,000s on a Honda. Luckily, at Harbor Freight, we found the Predator 3500, the inverter generator. Super quiet. There was really good reviews on it about the noise level and the durability of it. So we purchased it. I believe we purchased it for $699. I think you could get discounts, and if you shop right, you could actually get it for cheaper than that. For the most part, we're super happy with it. What I would suggest for everyone to do, if you are interested and you do buy it, be frequent on the maintenance. So do frequent oil changes, change out the spark plug frequently, just blow out the air cleaner. That'll really help you out with the durability of it and the longevity of it. However, what we've been having issues with is a surging problem. So what I mean by not necessarily at idle, usually at idle it does fine, but when you put any sort of load on it, it'll start surging, raising up the RPM, dropping, raising, dropping, subsequently stalling out. And if you're anything like me, it's always at 2, 3 o'clock in the freaking morning. So, which is great when you're in the middle of the forest and it's 95 degrees out and you're in an aluminum box that heats up like a microwave. So I did some research and I found a solution. So what you're gonna need is just a flat top screwdriver, a regular Phillips head, and some pliers. So let's get started. Here's the generator. First thing you need to do is, you need to flip it around, you need to get this side only. All right, so you got the two Phillips screws right there. You just need to back them out and the whole thing pulls right off. So let me go ahead and just do that real quick. And what I found is easier. I have these screws backed off. What you do is right here at the overflow, you pull it up, it's only rubber, and you grab this little ledge, this little thing, and you just pull back. And then it just all comes out, just keep pulling, and it comes right out. All right, so I'm assuming that most of you, if you're having this issue, you've had your Predator for some time. So I'm hoping that you've at least done an oil change or two on it, or you might eventually have a little bit more pressing issues. So obviously you'll know that this is the drain plug right here, and this is the oil fill. If you haven't, I mean, there is a little access port here, so you might not have to take the whole thing. Here's your air cleaner with some breathers, and I believe this is like a charcoal filter, if I'm not mistaken, some sort of charcoal filter. But what we want to do is we are going to take this hose right here off. It goes back here and to the valve cover. So let's go ahead and we're just going to take a little flathead and just push that off. It should be pretty easy. It's not glued on or anything, or doesn't have any of the clamps on it, so it should come off pretty easily. All right, 2 seconds later, and here it is. So we're just going to put that over there, come down here. All right, if you could see right there, that little Phillips screw, that's your idle screw. What you have to do is you have to back that thing all the way out and remove it. I'll explain at the end when we're putting everything together how to adjust your idle correctly. All right, there you go with the idle screw. I know it's kind of, let's see if we can focus. I'm having a hard time trying to focus. There's your idle screw. It's pretty small. It's only plastic. Yeah, so you're gonna need this. Do not lose it. Make sure it's kind of difficult. I mean, I got some sausage fingers, so trying to get it out, I did just drop it, and luckily I was able to find it. So yeah, be careful, don't lose it. Okay, now we're back, and I will send the show you where it is on the flathead. See this right here? It's this black piece right in there. So there is where your idle screw went, and this is what we want right here. It just pulls right out. So all you do is stick your flathead in there, and you should be able to. Let's see if I can do it while holding the camera. It's kind of difficult doing everything. Let's see if we get it from the other side. Of course, this is easier the first time. And there it comes. See, it pops right up. So don't lose that. This is actually going to be, let's see if I can get a better picture of it. There we go. This is actually your jet for the carburetor. So the problem with these is that jet is so small that if it sits for any time, it just gets clogged. So you're just going to have to remove that, and I'll show you how to fix the problem. Alrighty, so here is your jet. So it's a little just plug. You have a few little rubber gaskets on there, and you can see that is your jet. Even the camera's not even going to be able to focus that great. We can't focus that good. So there is a little hole in that little gold looking piece right in there. So what you're going to need to do is take a needle, probably the smallest needle you have, and stick it right in that gold piece and push it around and try to clear out any debris in there. So yep, just like something like that. I'm trying to do it with one hand, kind of a little difficult, but you get the point. All right, well, now that we have we cleared out the obstruction, everything's good, we are just gonna reverse all the steps and put it all back together. All right, just one thing to note when you're reinstalling the jet, there is a little flat spot. You got two flat spots on the sides. That flat spot has to match up, be kind of pointing to you as an angle, and seat all the way down in there. If it's not aligned, it'll actually be sticking up a little bit, and that's not correct and will not work. Make sure that it's aligned and seated all the way down in. All right, now that I got the idle screw back in, what I'm gonna do is reconnect this little hose right here for the vacuum line. And now I don't have the idle screw all the way in, just because I know that you're gonna have to back it out anyway. If you want, what's a good idea is, since I've already done it with this one, so I kind of know where it needs to be, screw it all the way in. Do not over tighten. It is plastic. Do not over tighten or you're going to strip it out. So you could just screw it all the way in, and when you start it, you back it out slowly, and you'll hear the RPMs will be kind of high, and you'll back it out, and it'll drop all the way down to where it's supposed to be. Once it does that, where it gets to the RPM that it wants to be at, the more you unscrew that, the RPMs will not go down. So you want to find the line where as soon as if you screw it to the right, the RPMs increase. If you screw it to the left, it'll decrease. You want to be right at that line, right at that time where it does that. You don't want to be all the way backed out because it's not doing anything, and you don't want to be all the way in because the RPMs will be high and your eco mode will not work. So you have to find where if you turn it to the right, it goes up, turn it to the left, it goes down, but you want to keep it where it's at that idle. So right at that line, if that makes any sense to you. If not, just comment below and I'll try to explain it better to you. So instead of trying to talk it out and trying to explain it in any comments, even if you still have a question, just shoot me a comment. I'm always down to talk about stuff. So I'm going to just show you what I'm talking about. So I screwed that idle screw all the way in, and I'm going to fire it up. Now, I'm hoping that before you did all this, that you just made sure that you had fuel in it, because yeah, no fuel, definitely not going to work. So what I'm going to do is, I know there's fuel in it. I already topped it off yesterday. I'm going to fire it up. You're going to hear the RPMs be high. I hope it comes through the microphone. I know these videos sometimes I could hear it, but it's kind of difficult on the video. So you're going to hear it real high. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start backing out that idle screw. Eventually, you're going to see where it keeps lower and lower, and then it just gets to a point where it doesn't lower anymore. So that's exactly where you want to be. So let me go ahead and fire it up and show you what I'm talking about. Here, little start, kind of. And now this is a cold start. It's not warmed up. So you're probably going to want it a little warm, just so you know running temperature where that idle has to be. But we'll make it work. The throttle control off, and here we go. So what we're gonna do, if you can hear me, we're gonna let it warm up a little bit, just so I can get a good adjustment on it. You can hear the RPMs now that it's getting warmer. The RPMs are raising up and up and up. So instead of boring you with the warm-up procedure, I'm just going to cut right to where we're going to be adjusted. All right, hopefully you can still hear me, but it's warmed up. It's not too hot, but I can touch it, but it's definitely some heat in there, and you can tell that the RPMs are really high. Way too high. So I'm going to go down here and start backing it out, and you'll hear it start dropping. It's already starting to drop. So now it's not dropping anymore. So you can see where I'm turning it, and the RPMs are not going. So now what I'm gonna do is and now I'm turning it to the left, and it's not dropping. So now I'm gonna turn it to the right until the RPMs start coming back up. And then as soon as that starts doing it, I'm gonna back it down to the left and stop as soon as it gets back to this kind of idle. And go very slow. Just started raising, so let me start backing it off until it sets back down. Right there. So right there is the idle speed. If I go to the if I tighten it or screw the screw in farther, the RPMs are going to start raising up. And if I go to the left, it's going to do nothing, because this is the bottom idle. And then what you could do is you could come over here and just hit the eco throttle on. See, now it's not lowering as much as I wanted to. So what that means is I'm gonna leave it on eco, the throttle. That means that that screw is not backed out enough, that I still have it too far in. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and start loosening it or pulling it out until it drops more. We're at the Eco throttle, or the Eco, whatever you want to call it, the ESC throttle. There we go. Now I lowered it even more. Now when I hit the Eco throttle, it should bump up. Or when I turn it off. See how it raises? That's where you want it. Eco throttle, come all the way down. And then when you turn it off, it should raise up. Now I'm gonna just turn it off. All right, guys, as you can see, so it's all about fine tuning. Make sure when you're starting to do the idle screw that you have some heat in the motor. It doesn't have to be running for an hour or two before you do it. It took me 5 minutes. I waited for some heat in there, and then I started messing with the idle screw. As you could see, when the first time I had the throttle off, the ES3 throttle off, I backed it down to where it sounded like it was low and it wasn't backing down. The RPMs weren't lowering. And then I hit the Eco throttle and it didn't drop as much as I wanted it to. So what I did is I left the ESC throttle on, and I backed off the screw until the RPMs lowered to where, just like before, where the more I backed it off, it wasn't lowering at any more than it was. So I just left it right there. And then when you hit the ES3 throttle back on, you should the generator should increase the RPMs sharply, like almost like when you put a load on it, where you kind of feel it like stumble a little bit, then raise up to a preset limit. There should be a difference in there. If you don't have a decent distance between the ESC throttle on and off, adjust it more. There should be a noticeable difference in there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is kind of the first time I'm really doing like a trial and error on a generator, no less, I think pretty much anything. From what I can remember, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like these kinds of videos of the trials and errors and fixing stuff like that, just post a comment before that you enjoyed it, and I'll make sure to do more videos of that. Side note, subscribe, hit that notification button, and share the video if you like it. Also, make sure that you guys jot down your calendars for March 13th. That's going to be our Back the Blue event at the Cape Coral Elks Lodge. We have tons of police agencies going to be there, SWAT vehicles. We have marked NYPD patrol cars. We're going to have tons of food. Elks are definitely, we're going to have 2 full bars. I think we're going to have 5 or 6 bartenders on tap. It's all raising money for charity. So come out, have a good time. Meet your local law enforcement officers. You can even ask them any questions that are just really burning a hole in your head. Ask them any questions that you feel that you want to know or necessary, that you heard on the street or heard, whatever it may be. Come, hang out, have a good time, and let's raise some money for a good cause. Hey, appreciate you guys checking it out. We'll see you out on the trail.